G'day, Yosti from Iron Edge here. Today we're going to check out Ironmind's Super Squats hip belt. Now I bet you there's a whole heap of you wondering why you would need a belt to squat with and how you'd actually go about doing that. Well, there's plenty of people out there that have issues through loading their upper body with squats, whether it's spinal issues like herniated or prolapsed discs, for example. Maybe you've just got weakness through your posterior chain and you have difficulty loading the upper body in your squatting movements. Or there's plenty of people out there that have really tight pecs and tight shoulders and actually have trouble getting into a comfortable position that allows them to put a barbell on their back. So for those people, this is ideal. Squats are an amazing exercise and they're awesome for leg strength development, getting into the quads, glutes and hammies. Squats are just amazing, so to be ashamed to miss out just because you've got an issue, whether it's through injury or just through exercise as well. So amazing piece of equipment. Now Ironmind has been around for a long time, doing a lot of work with strongmen competitions and so forth, so they know how to build stuff, they know how to make stuff strong. This thing can support over 3,500 pounds, so you're not going to have an issue with loading of weight. So very, very strong. It's also comfortable too. On the inside it's foam padded, so it's nice and comfortable around the hips. Now the idea here is it loads that weight on the hips and takes the weight off the upper body, so it's absolutely perfect. Now I know there's probably a few people wondering, oh, why don't you just do dumbbell style deadlifts and squats? Well, even so, even with lighter weights, it still can be a load through the lower back, and for some people, especially with lower back issues, yeah, you don't want to go there. This is a really safe way to get into leg and squatting movements without the issue of loading the back whatsoever. Now, it's a very simple to use. All I do is I step into the belt like so. I get this nice and firm on the hips. I use the strap to tighten up the belt. I feed this around and just loop it back through because I don't want to tread on the strap while I'm doing the movement. Once that's tight and snug, I use the webbing chains that come with the belt to secure to weight. So I can use kettlebells, dumbbells, I can use barbells. Now in this case we're going to use the barbell. All I do is I loop it around and tighten. Now I use the knurling on the bar for grip so the bar doesn't slide around. So once I'm attached, as you can see, that's nice and solid. Now the reason why we use a chain is that I can set different heights. So I can work with a full squat, I can work with a half squat or a quarter squat. So I can set different heights depending on what style of squat and length, leg development that I want to get into. So in this case all I'm doing is looping on, so hooking on there, hooking on with the back. So there's 2 points of attachment, making sure I'm in the centre. I get myself into a nice squatting position, making sure the bar's nice and steady. I can go through my working set. As you can see, nice and free up top. All that weight's been placed in the hips. There's no stress on the upper body at all. So very, very safe and a very, very effective way to load a squatting movement and take the upper body out of the equation. So very simple. Jumping out, I unhook and away I go. So very easy process. Now what I can do here is I can grab my chain like so and I can pick up a kettlebell, feed this around, and now I'm looped onto the kettlebell. Hook onto the front with my carabiner. Now I can work with a kettlebell just like so. So very, very easy to use. Now I'm not just restricted to using weights underneath like so. If I want to work with a resistance band, for example, I can use this belt as a harness. So now I can do running drills backwards, I can do de-acceleration lunges, I can do sideways lunges. If I turn this right around, I can now run this way. So I can do running drills and sprint style driving drills as well. So you can use this as a harness, not just a squatting hip belt as well. Now, bearing that in mind, I can tie myself in, so I can use those weights, and I can do chins, I can do dips, I can work with resistance bands as well, so I can tie that tie the resistance band onto heavy weights, and I can do a lot of resisted work. So I can do weighted chins and dips, resisted chins and dips. I can work with this as a harness, and I can also use it with my squatting movements as well. So very versatile bit of kit, and with 3,500 pounds you can really load yourself up. For more information about the Ironmind Super Squats hip belt, don't forget to check out ironedge.com.